Hey guys, it's been a minute since I posted. Actually, that's not true. I posted a Barbie Cake video not too long ago, and it was delicious. So that was fun. But I have been binging Two Hot Takes for a while now. And no, this is not gonna suddenly become a podcast because I don't like reading out loud that much. But I did think it would be fun to explore Reddit and some of the stories for the first time because I'm not really a Reddit girly. So, I don't know. I say we just get right into it. And my first search on Reddit is going to be, am I the asshole? Search! Before we start, I just want to clarify, I am not a mental health professional by any means. This is just my opinion of these stories. I will put the links in the description so you can look at them yourself, but don't take my word for anything. I am an innocent bystander. Anyways, so this first story is, am I the asshole for yelling at my wife after she blew up my phone with calls because of a fire? Already I'm like, this seems pretty straight up. Throw away because some of this made local news, and I don't want it connecting back to me. I work in a place where we are not allowed to have personal electronics on us at all. No phones, no smartwatches, no pagers. I've been working here for about 6 months, so my wife knows this and understands that she should not try to contact me by my cell at work. Phones are dropped off in our lockers, and I typically have mine on Do Not Disturb. Before this incident, my phone has never gone off in the locker before. Recently, there was a pretty big fire at a secondary work site that I do work at occasionally, but that day I was working at the main building. Local news covered the fire before I found out about it because, again, no electronics, plus the work we do isolates us a bit, so the news travels pretty slowly. There were a few casualties, a lot of seriously injured folk. My wife had been watching the news from home and started freaking out, I guess. She called me 20 freaking times, and I did not know this was possible, overrode my D&D, I don't even know what that means, and my phone was ringing for a while in my locker. In the middle of my shift, I got called into my manager's office and was chewed out and written up for making my phone go off so badly. Oh, for making so much noise. I can't read. They told me to go take care of whatever it was making my phone go off before I went back to work. I won't lie, when I saw those 20 missed calls from my wife, I was seriously pissed off. Like I said, she knows not to try and contact me directly, and a citation hurt my chances of getting a raise or a promotion. I called her back, and she was sobbing and asking me if I was okay. I said of course I was okay and asked what the fuck was wrong with her to call me so many times. She was still crying and started talking about the fire. After that, I started half yelling at her about all the reasons it was dumb of her to call me. When I got home, she was super upset with me. I apologized for yelling, but she refused to talk. She's been very chilly the past few days and sleeping in our daughter's room. I know it was not the best decision to yell at her, but I still think my anger is justified. Am I the asshole? Abso-fucking-lutely. You are an asshole. I'm sorry, even if you hadn't been specifically working at that site, imagine if the roles were reversed. Wouldn't you be freaking the hell out if your, wife was in danger? The overall vote is asshole. But, oh wait, where did it go? This is almost funny to me that you even had to take a minute. Oh, yes, she thought you were dead. So yeah, you're kind of the asshole here. Some of the comments are like, when I see that I've missed many calls, I don't get annoyed. I get scared something is wrong, and they're trying to get a hold of me. For people saying she could have called the office, I doubt she was the only one worried. I imagine there was a fire. Office phones might have been busy. Also, she was panicked. You're the asshole. You are the asshole. What the hell? The audacity of some people. Alright, moving on. That's so embarrassing. Anyways, this one, the title itself, and this one doesn't tell me if she's the asshole or not. Or someone, I don't know. So it says, am I the asshole for defending my wife after she purposely dumped coffee on a kid? My wife and I are both 34 and kid-free. My brother, Mac, 28, started dating 30-year-old Heather roughly a year ago, and she came with 3 kids. 12-year-old Anna, who is 100% the problem child. The boys 6 and 8 are extremely... I'm sorry, I read the wrong. The boys 6 and 8 are great. Anna, on the other hand, purposely does shit to piss people off at every turn and is extremely defiant, and her mother lets her get away with it. Oh my. This is great. Okay. We own a camp on the lake, and once a year we host a large barbecue and weekend stay for the entire family. Mac brought Heather and the kids. Anna was a shit all weekend, picking fights with people, throwing tantrums, hitting, etc. Wait, how old is Heather? She's 12. Okay, sorry. I lost it. Okay. And Heather just stood back saying, I don't know why she acts like that, rather than doing anything to correct her kid. My wife was getting noticeably more pissed off as the hours progressed, but nothing like yesterday. Yesterday, we were all sitting out on the deck, talking and enjoying a coffee, and Anna was underfoot per usual. She was told to go play with the other kids several times, and she refused, finding excuses to be involved in the conversation, which included picking up a fly swatter and swatting at the flies around all the adults, knocking over our coffee several times. She was also smacking my wife with the swatter repeatedly, saying there were flies on her when there wasn't. My wife at one point looked at Heather and said, either get your kid the fuck out of here or I'm going to lose my shit. I also spoke to my brother several times about him stepping in. This was following Anna dumping my wife's fresh coffee all over the place, including on her, for the second time. Cold coffee. My wife doesn't drink hot coffee. Heather said, a clipped, Anna, go play, and that was it. No follow through. Well, Anna comes right back in and slaps my wife on the forehead with the swatter and says, bug, missed him. My wife took her coffee, her third one that she just made, again, cold, and flung it at Anna, covering her. Anna immediately starts crying and Heather flips out. So does my brother, saying that my wife was an immature C-word and that she's just a fucking kid. My wife calmly puts her cup down and continues conversation like nothing happened, as Anna, Heather, and Mac are all flipping out. But then Heather says, do you have anything to fucking say for yourself? And my wife says, don't let the door in your demon spawn on the ass. Sorry. Don't let the door hit you and your demon spawn on the ass on the way out. Some of the adults are saying that maybe an apology is warranted and that we are assholes for not giving one. I personally don't think so. There was plenty of times my wife specifically had told Anna to stop, and she'd even taken the fly swatter from her at one point. Anna went and mocked my wife and then grabbed a new swatter, while Heather and my brother ignored Anna and what she was doing, hence why Anna kept doing it. Several times the other adults spoke up to this kid as well, and spoke to Heather about stepping up and telling her kid to stop actually following through. Many steps were taken before it got to this point, and no, my wife shouldn't have had to remove herself from an equation when it's our property and everything was on our dime. My brother and his sorry excuse of a girlfriend, should have corrected the issue from the beginning. 12 is plenty old enough to know right from wrong, even her brothers don't pull that shit. No. Genuinely no, you're not the asshole. Heather and Mac need to start being better parents. Your 12-year-old needs your attention. For first things first. It's like when kids behave, and again, I'm not an expert on this, but I assume, when kids behave shitty, it's because you're not giving them enough attention. So, yeah, maybe stop neglecting your child, and maybe start setting up boundaries with your child. I don't know if boundaries is the right word, but rules, maybe teach your child to not treat people like shit. No, I would have kicked that child. Not really, but I probably would have done the same thing. Kid needed to learn a lesson, and then everyone's like, why would you do that to my sweet baby angel? And I'm like, your baby angel just hit me in the face with a fly swatter. So, yeah, I think if the parents had stepped up still, and, she was still acting like that, then it would be a different situation. But, to my knowledge, from what I was reading, that's not the case. Am I the asshole for deciding to not sleep with someone after I saw them naked? This just happened right now, and I'm going through a bunch of emotions. I'm a 20-year-old male. I was at a friend's house to celebrate her birthday. It was just a low-key get-together, and she had friends over that I'd not met before. We played some party games for an hour, cut the cake, and then I started talking to Clary, 22 female. She seems like a great girl, but 15 minutes later, a bunch of them suddenly want to go clubbing. Clary asks me if I want to hang out at her place instead. I said sure. We talk for about an hour, and somehow we're on the topic of sex. Turns out we're both virgins. I thought she looked attractive, so I made a move, and she reciprocated. We kiss for a few minutes, and she starts undressing. Here's the thing. She was a lot bigger than I anticipated. Her clothes were really baggy, and once she took them off, she looked very different. I know that porn spoils the brain, but I'd like to add that I definitely do not have extortionally, I can't read, high expectations of women. I myself am not an alpha looking stud and don't expect every woman to be graced with superior physical genetics, a six-pack of abs, and heavenly tatas. It's just that at that moment I realized I was not really attracted to Clary. I didn't know what to do, so I lied and said she looked beautiful. We kissed some more, and I realized the more and more I didn't want to go all the way, so I stopped, and I said I was feeling way too anxious to continue. She tried soothing me, but I insisted that I was too scared, and we stopped. I took off, and I'm currently waiting at the train station to get back home. I'd given Clary my Insta, and she told me to have a safe journey. I feel like a dickhead, if I'm honest. I'm happy with the way I went about it and said no. I didn't want to do it, and I would have done it mostly to do the pressure of not wanting to be rude. I still feel guilty, though. I just told a friend that he had a right to laugh about how dumb I sounded. He said I was an asshole, but it's good that I said no. I think you would have been the asshole if you slept with the girl after thinking all this stuff, because then you'd be an asshole if you didn't just. Sometimes that shit happens, I think. So I'm gonna say not the asshole. I think you were the right person for not following through with it and just kind of leaving. And yeah, that's my opinion. I think you're not an asshole. I just think like shit happens. And so the top comment, I think. I don't know. Oh, no, this is the top comment. Someone said, as an old chubby gal, I think you handled this perfectly. You let her keep her dignity. You didn't act in any ways that made her feel less than. You were kind and polite. Good job, man. And you never have to continue having sex if you don't want to. This old lady is proud of the way you handled this whole thing. Keep acting like this and you'll do well in life. Yeah, so, I don't know. I don't think you're the asshole. That's my opinion on that. So I think you did the right thing. So this one is called, Am I the Asshole for Not Babysitting My Wife After She Got Super Drunk? Okay, interesting. My wife and I were on vacation in a foreign city. We met up with some friends, went out to dinner, and then hit the bars, and I got fairly tipsy and borderline drunk. Out of nowhere, my wife decides it's time to go all out and informs me it's her turn to get drunk. Problem was, I'm already tipsy and drunk, LMAO. Then she just disappears. We send a female from the group into the bathroom to find her. That was the assumption, but no. My wife just vanished to the bar and proceeded to down 12 shots of Fireball, whiskey, and some flavored vodka. Yeah, you can imagine how that went down. She pukes all over the place, pukes again on the street, and drunk me is kinda all on my lonesome as our friends are all trashed too. Somehow I managed to navigate both us back to the hotel on foot. Kudos to drunk me, I guess. I get her into the shower to clean off the puke, and she says she's okay. And I flop onto the bed and pass the fuck out immediately. All seems well until 2 a.m. rolls around and the hotel phone starts blaring. As I'm groggily trying to figure out what's happening, I get out of bed and realize my feet are literally wading in water on the carpet 2 inches deep. She passed out in the shower, not a bathtub, shower only, and her ass perfectly blocked the drain in the floor. It ended up flooding our entire hotel room and leaking out into the hallway and into somebody else's room, who presumably called the hotel staff. We managed to get ourselves dressed, hotel staff comes up to talk, and we're shuffled to a new room without a watery carpet. No real consequences, and we're not charged any fees, but here's the crux of the issue. My wife turns around and blames me for the entire circus. Apparently I should have been more attentive and made sure she got out of the shower. She said she was okay, sounded coherent at this point. I was drunk AF too. I don't know. I guess I would get it if she didn't spring this all on me after it was too late for me not to drink. I don't think he's the asshole, but I also I think it's the everybody sucks here thing. I don't think she should have blamed you for the carpet thing though, because like, that wasn't your fault. You passed out, and when you're drunk, especially when you drink, like you're so exhausted from drinking, that's just how it works. So I don't think you're the asshole. I think maybe as adults you should have prepared more for drinking. and the outcomes of it, but I can't really judge because I'm 21, so no, everybody sucks here? Question mark? Alright. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really liked doing this. It's not going to be a normal thing though, because I can't read out loud. I thought I did pretty okay, but I don't know. I will link all the stories in the caption, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!